Okay, so you have set up your own local network storage, and all is working great. You can access the files on your computer, and you can definitely use Mac or you can use Windows or Linux to access that remote location. But what if you want to do the same thing from your mobile? And I'm talking about mobile because today we learned. I got an email from Google that starting from 1st of June 2021, the unlimited storage will not be provided by Google. So we have to now worry about how to manage the files. I am not, of course, too much worried because I already have a setup in place. Now, when it comes to sharing the files within your own local network in your home, of course, you don't need like cables. You can just use Wi-Fi. It works fine. But uh, we first need to understand how we can have some kind of connection to your local network storage from your mobile. So I'm talking about mobile because I make a lot of videos from my mobile, and I don't really need to transfer the files manually. I can simply use my mobile to copy those files to my network storage. Now today I want to show you how I do that, and of course if you want to learn how I did this, I did share my notes like how to use your old netbook as a file network storage, and it is not very complicated. It is very simple. It is all about creating a share using Samba service that you can set up and make sure it is always running, even on make sure it runs on reboot, so you don't have to worry about starting the service manually. So you can read the instructions here, and you can learn about how I did it. Now talking about mobile, let me show you how to access the files from mobile. So I will probably try to find my mobile window. So let me open it. So the first thing that you need to do, and by the way, this is applicable for any Android device. I'm using a Xiaomi phone, and there is one file manager that comes with Xiaomi. So you can use this file manager, and the good thing about this file manager is that it actually works with network storage as well. So if you have a Samba server, it will work. It will connect to it. In case you don't have this file manager, or in case your phone's file manager does not have this feature, you can always install this file manager. I'm sure you can go to Play Store and you can find maybe this file manager or maybe any other file manager that supports Samba. So I'm using Xiaomi's file manager, and if I go to the menu on top, I can then click on this option called remote. So when you do that, you have the option to configure or maybe add a new remote device. So there is an option here called add remote device. If you click on it, it will then give you the option to either select FTP or LAN. So the first option actually is for Samba share. So if you click on the first option, it will perform the scan. You can also enter it manually if you go to the edit, and you can always enter the IP address and username and password if you have username and password configured for your Samba share. And it will take maybe a few minutes or maybe a few seconds, depending upon your network. So now it has found this share on my IP address, which is the IP address of the netbook. Now I already have this configured, so if I click on it, it will simply open the files. So that is it. So you have the files here, and to copy a file, all you have to do, let us say if I make a video and I have to make sure that I am copying those files to that particular share. So I can copy, let us say, the images, and I can then move it. So you can also do maybe move, or let me just select it again. So you have the option to move, or maybe you can copy. So if you copy, you then go to the remote and then select the IP address or whatever network storage you have, and then you can go to public or whatever folder that you have configured. It is of course you see public here because that is how I configured it. If you look at my configurations, I'm basically using this directory called SRV public, and I'm using this directory in the Samba configuration. So this is of course based on my configuration. You don't have to have the same exact name. So you can then go to the backup folder, or whatever folder that you may have, and then you can simply go to more, or I have this option here directly. I can simply go to paste and paste it. So if I do this paste, it is, let me do it one more time. It has started the copying. As you can see here, it will transfer the files for you. And it works really nice. It works really nice, but the only thing that you need to be aware of is when you're working with network storage, the speed, the transfer speed might not be very fast. There are a few things that you can do to improve it. You can maybe move your computer right next to your router, or maybe you can use a LAN cable, which is always great. I'm still doing. You can see this computer, this netbook behind me. I'm still doing some configurations. I'm still installing few things and setting up few additional tools that I wanted to basically install. But once I'm done, I'll probably use a network cable, a LAN cable, basically with your old RJ45 connector, and by doing that, at least you are making sure that the connection to the netbook is using a high-speed cable. It works fine on Wi-Fi, but it depends on the Wi-Fi signal strength. You can always check the signal strength of your connection. We'll talk about how to do that maybe in future videos. One thing that I wanted to say is that although we were able to copy this manually, but it is of course a manual process. You have to copy it and paste it. But there are ways to also sync or create a backup of your photos that you take on your phone and move it to any network storage, not cloud. Of course, it works on cloud. There are tools that you can install that will, or some apps that will basically do this for you. There are different services. There are alternatives to Google Photos, but we'll do it on our own network storage. So that is all I wanted to share in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.